If you're experiencing internal conflict, it's a sign that your body is trying to show you the truth about a person or a situation that will be really painful to see. It might shake your entire worldview. And when we think of conflict, we can think of it with two sides. When you experience conflict, you can choose a fantasy or a distorted perception of a person or a situation, or you can choose truth and a true perception of the person or the situation. When you're actually experiencing internal conflict about a person, what's happening is that the fantasy or distorted perception that you have has become so painful that your body is kind of urging you to look at a truth that might be really painful to see. Fantasies and distorted perceptions, they help us survive toxic environments, toxic people. But they don't allow us to thrive and feel peace and joy in our life. So what I want you to know is that when you have this experience of like, I don't know how to trust myself, I don't know what decision to make, I don't know what to think, on one side I'm thinking this, on one side I'm thinking this. There's something about the true you, that kind of carries a heavy consequence. In psychology, there's a framework called internal family systems. What this framework is basically when you had a toxic or dysfunctional family, the way that each member treated you is how you treat yourself. In dysfunctional families, the truth isn't usually rewarded, to say the least. It's punished. And so when your body is seeking a truth that will like free you from a person or situation, you kind of have the voices and behavioral patterns of your family that kind of create all this noise and static over what you really think and what you know to be true. Because the core of this that I want you to know is that when you're experiencing internal conflict, you know what to do. You know the truth about this person. You know it. You do. But you have all this noise and static in your mind, behavioral patterns towards you that suppress that truth. You know. And I don't want to invalidate you. You know, when it feels like we don't know what to do or what to think and we're stuck in this internal conflict, I don't want to invalidate you. But there's a part of you that knows. But you can't trust that part of you. So I'm going to explain, I think I'm being called to explain this a little bit deeper. The distorted perception versus the truth in an internal conflict. So let's think about how your family handled conflict? Like, if you could reflect right now for a moment, you can let me know in the comments too. How did your family handle conflict? Did you guys recover and resolve and build trust with each other and come to resolutions? Or did conflict always end with some sort of lie? Like, if you were arguing, it meant that you're a bad person, or that you're not seeing things correctly, that you're being dramatic or sensitive. That would be our distorted perception, right? Instead of taking accountability or even changing our perspectives in conflict, in toxic family systems, they kind of create a distorted perception. Well, if you disagree with me, you're bad. If you disagree with what I did, there's something wrong with you. That's our distorted perception that we have. So we carry that fantasy. I call this illusion, by the way. We carry that fantasy that something's wrong with us when someone hurts us. And when that becomes so painful, our body creates an internal conflict to give us an opportunity to choose the truth. But the consequence is that if we realize and we accept that the truth is that there's nothing wrong with us, we have to accept the hard truth that this person is hurting us and won't stop and doesn't want to stop. Do you see that? This is really heavy. And I want you to know that I'm sorry if you're going through this. So when you're experiencing these internal conflicts, it's a sign that your body is rejecting some sort of fantasy or distorted perception and is seeking and desiring a liberation from that via the truth. It's like I said about survival. These distorted perceptions, they allow us to survive. But then we're always, oh my God, we're always surviving toxic people. You know what I mean? We have all these survival mechanisms, but the fucked up part is it keeps us having to survive it. The truth frees us from having to survive that. And this isn't like a magical thing. Like, when you see the truth, you're just in this new reality where no one ever hurts you again. I used to think that like when you healed, you just start attracting your soul tribe. And it's not necessarily the case. But there's the liberation that you can thrive and feel happy and feel peace and love yourself and protect yourself instead of just surviving. I've created a transformational guide. It's called The Real You. I've priced it kind of like as one coaching session from me. In there you'll receive practices and tools, journaling prompts, and lots of knowledge to help transform you into a person that trusts themselves. So if you're interested in that, you can check my description, The Real You. support practices. I think that this work is best done by ourselves. Because when we don't trust us, you know, we can't trust other, right? You can't trust me before you trust you. And the most healing thing for me on my journey was actually hermit mode, doing this work alone. And so that's why I created this guide that allows you to pace yourself and guide yourself, but with the knowledge and tools that you need to transform you into a version of you that trusts themselves. And we kind of use the same concepts that I've talked about here, more in depth. So, yeah, I'm sending my love and my prayers to you. And I'll see you in the next one.